Good morning, everyone. This is Rami with Setline Inc. recording today to explain or walk through Project Control, which is our newest feature for Sheet Agent for Civil 3D. So what is Project Control? Think about it as a place to help you out build multiple disciplines that they need to share the same tile location, such as demolition, existing condition, layout, grading, etc., where you want all the tiles to be in the same place. And when I showcase it, you will get it automatically. We used to do it before as we create rectangles on the background, then we extract that document into each individual discipline, then we do it in one, then we end up copying that same file over and over. The problem is when you want to move or something happen in the background and you want to change one of those tiles, you have to go now manually and create it. So the pain and the updates is really dramatic compared to the initial, which also initial takes quite a bit of time. I'm pretty sure you're familiar with these processes as much as I am. So how to start? Simply go open Sheet Agent, and it's gonna showcase on the initial palette. So I'm gonna start the time just so you can have a feeling on how fast or slow it gets. Again, it depends on the machine that you're running for sure. It depends how much extras you have. And I'll give some hints as I go through. So pressing Project Control is gonna ask you what you want to use it for, single viewport or multi-viewport. If you've been with us now, you're familiar with both terms. For the newcomers, single viewport, think about this as a one main viewport that you can control. You can have also secondary viewport now in single VP. Multiple viewport, this is usually used for path or for alignment method where you want the plan and profile, you want plan or plan duplicates. They're all controlled automatically by the program versus single is just single one controlled by the program, and the rest are manual. So for this example, we're going to go with single since it's first one, so it's simple. So single viewport is going to open our usual control panel basically, and you can see that's nothing is in here. I don't even have company standard loaded, for example, in this example. So we're just going to use Sheet Agent for now, and we'll go from there. What to do first is we need to set the title block. If you're familiar with our system title block, you're just gonna come in and you're gonna grab a title block. Each project, usually if you're inside development, has its own title block. Page setup is critical in Project Control since it will basically determine how you're gonna be plotting. You're gonna pick whatever. This is my standards, for example, DWG to PTF. This is the typical one I use. Pressing OK, you're just gonna apply those layers or apply the page setup to your documents. It's still empty. You can see that there is nothing else added. Also for Project Control, it's a hint. You don't have to do it. You can do it later on. I like to really specify my attributes here, just like to add them up, configure them, since it's just gonna save some round trips. Despite they're fast, if your project is really big, it might take like 10-11 minutes for every update. So you can save time by putting those here instead of bringing them later on. Just a hint, again, you can do it at any time, and pressing update, it's gonna bring it in. We're gonna put in our scale bar, our north arrow. Again, any location you want, you can always move those where you need them to be. Post, build, the usual Sheet Agent stuff. Configuration of north arrow and configuration of scale bar. So both of here. Next is, you can see that we need now, next on the list is primary viewport not set. So we're going to do primary viewport. Again, you can draw anywhere you like it. You don't have to follow my lead or the scratch stuff in the background. Just I put those so I just go faster. That's all. Now what we're going to do. So we have greens and we're down here to preview. Preview is not set yet. Today we're gonna do array. mode. That's why I predefined my limit of work. Again, you can always draw this limit of work live, and if I'll put a link in the video where you can do that. So creating preview is gonna pop you or open up the options that you can do. They're exactly the same as single, and if you open up multi, before I get the chance to record it, it's exactly as multi viewport. Like the system is the same as you move on from one to another. So array mode, and we're gonna select it. Few changes here that you will notice is there is no naming and there is no sheet number, etc. And we'll explain where those are or where they will be defined. So scale, we're gonna go with 10 because this is a tiny project. The overlap, as you know, it's automatic, so you can adjust it if you want more, but this is will change. Then you have new things that came in, I think 3 version ago, but I never got the chance to record yet. It's the how do you want the order of the sheets? Since we are an array, you can go top left, which is the standard, but you can do top right, bottom left, bottom right, snake shape, sweep, whichever you feel like it. And every time you change something, it's going to showcase it to you, and it's going to follow your lead. For now, I'm just going to keep it top left, and row Z's, which is basically Z shape. And pressing OK, it's going to fill it up. Also, you're going to notice that there's nothing being written on screen. Why? Because the naming definition is going to come next. This is a great chance to take a look. If you want all of these tiles, or if you want to delete, for example, this is floating in the air, I don't want it. This one, for example, also might not be covering much. This is good. This is, I don't think I need any of these. We can delete whatever you want. You can add more down the road too. It's the same system again, but this time is just project control where you're gonna duplicate it on multiple files and keep them control. So now next is you can define regions if you feel like. Now we're gonna leave this for another video where we're gonna build this one now, show it how easy it is to run it, and then we'll come back in the next video and showcase what if you change your mind and you want to do regions instead of just breaking the files down. So next step is assign disciplines. This is where you can start adding a few things. So we're going to take a small break here and explain, or we're going to stop here and explain this one furthermore. So the suffix start, this is basically if you are C1 100, this is where you define that. For this example, I'm going to go with 01. And I'm gonna ask it to give me sheet per tile. It's the amount of layouts that you want per DWG that sheet agents will create. So you can see here we have 16 tiles. For this example, it's not many, it can take it for sure. But let's say we want it to be 6 layouts per file, just so we can show you how the program can break it into different files. You can always capitalize all caps, and then you add discipline. So you can have existing condition, for example. If you leave sheet tile blank, it's gonna automatically use the existing condition, and if you forget, you just can hover on top of it and it's explained. My approach is ex-c. This is my naming convention. This is how we use it. Prefix for this one, it's C0, and you can see C01, and this is the one that you use. If you change this to 101, it's going to be C0-101. You can also change your separator from dash to dot, or to question mark, to whatever you want. It's going to follow your lead. I'm just going to use the dash for now. So how to add discipline? You can simply press the button and it's going to add you another row here. Let's do demolition plans, and sheet title usually is demo for us, and then that's C1. We're going to do layout plans or layouts. We're going to keep it blank, C2. We're going to add grading and drainage, and this is going to be grad. Let's see, C3. You can add as many as you want. You can also remove if, like I showed it, I added it and I don't need it, we can delete it. So now what? Apply render. It's gonna open up the tree or the drawing trees, and you can see it named them file 1, 2, 3 because it did not create it, and it's just gonna give you an example that the sheets, since we specify it to be 6 layouts per DWG, that's mean it's gonna break 16 over 3, which is 16 over 6, which is 3. So that's hence it's file 1, 2, 3. Don't worry, it's not gonna name them like this, and we're gonna show you how it's gonna name them. So if you're happy with it, we simply press accept and publish. Now you can see color-coded tiles. Don't worry, these color-coded is not gonna move into your drawings. They're gonna use company standards. However, I did not load my company standard here, which is a mistake from my side. I should. But for recording, I typically use a non-telemetry program that we run, so we don't affect the telemetry that shows on the website. Regardless, so the reds are in one file, the greens are in one file, the blues are in one file. If you add more, there is more colors. Of course, it's going to come. If you have like 100 plus sheets, you want to break them in 10, you can have 10 different colors. This is only to show you which sheets belong to where, just from a visual perspective. If you're happy with this, next step is simply come to build, set or update. And now you can see a much larger user interface. We're also gonna take our time here explaining every step and how this works. If you ever forget what's your working tree, you can simply press on the show working tree and it's gonna explain to you how those files are gonna be spread out. The first thing we do typically is to add a sheet set manager. When you press create, it's going to take you to the file that your current file is at. You can change the name. We can say it here, PC take 1, as if we're taking the videos here. Save, so you're going to see that's going to be saved here. Now, the file names, this is important. This is your company standard naming. I included a range of or quick selection, but if you have any custom pattern, you can include it here. My standards, my company standards are Demolition, or for example, Demo C101. It's gonna use, you can see it here. It's gonna use the name that you gave it, the sheet name that you gave it previously in assigned discipline. If you don't like it, you can cancel, go back to assigned discipline, change it there. Now, next is, would you like to have an index drawing? This is the cover page, right? Like if you have those 16 tiles and you want to have a cover that says, okay, sheet 1 is here, sheet 2 is there, that it's usually zoomed out. This is where you can select it. You can select unselect, and it's going to create its own file. One thing that's important for this index is select the suffix that works with your rest of the drawings. Since I use 01, I'm keeping it 00. If you use 101, use 100. You can always use it 00, just gonna jump, the number's gonna look weird. But otherwise, it's up to you. Backup, this is very important too. Since every time there is an update, like you change something in the drawing and you press build or update here, Sheet Agent is gonna offer you to back up those layouts for you. So if you select, you need to select this one. And also important is, how do you want your backup files to be named? I know, like my previous company, we used to call it superseding. In my company, my current company, we call it backup. Regardless what you use, it's important place to do always to back up something before starting a new version of it. So this will automatically do it. So I like them to be folders because I like to name them per phase, but again, whatever you feel like doing, you can. You can do all caps names, and you can see it just changed the naming convention of the drawing and where you want it to plot to. Same, like I have full set build, PDF, and select. So now it goes in. The print border, if your standards that your company set up, the layers are non-plot. That means that viewport will not be plotted. However, this is a way to override that setting. You can always do it from within the files. This is just simplify it and make it faster. So now we set all of it up. A hint to make your life faster too is to build only one discipline at the beginning. You can always build it all. This will help you just review it, take a look. You want to change things, you want to add things. You do it in one, and then which is 16 different layouts. And then if you're happy with everything, you just select the rest and build them. And this way will give you less back and forth. So we're going to do that now, and we're going to press build. It should be fairly quick, so I will not pause and then cut. So let's do it. Few things to look at. You can see the drawings are being opened and closed. This is a typical CAD. You cannot use CAD offline, unfortunately. That means you cannot use it without being active. Same that you've seen if you used Sheet Agent before, you notice that Sheet Agent has to go from layout to layout to create those. This is because CAD does not allow offline usage. And what you can see in project control is the top right here, you're going to have basically a status bar, how far you're going. It's saying 4 drawings because we spread the drawings or the layouts into 3 files. And the 4th is actually your index. It creates your own index file, and it's not going to put it part of the rest, just so you have control. And also when you start doing your key maps, it's going to come in. Now it came back. We're still working on this counter at the beginning here. The first one is pretty off, but afterward it's working better. It's just projecting the number and not actually counting it properly. So it took us, I think, like a minute or so, and then we just created those 3 files. Project control is going to give you your summary. It says that it built all of these sheets. It says that now plotting in the background, and then this is where it's going to save it. This is the name, and when it finishes, it's going to basically pop up down here. You can see the plotter is going. Checking the plotter here, we're already at sheet number 2. So while we're waiting for the plot, let's look at what it did in SSM, for example. We saved it at PC Take 1, and you can see it just created those 16 files, named them the way you need it to be named, and they are they're in already and they're being plotted. I just want to show you also how all the files that were created. So I'm just going to bring my document. This is where we set the full build. This is the project directory basically for me, and then basically you can see it named them index, and then 1 to 6, 7 to 12, 13 to 16, and of course the index page. Can you open that? Of course we can open anything we want, and the plot is complete. So I prefer to review PDF because I don't have to open and close all the drawings, but we can open one too and see what happens. So let me bring in Bluebeam quickly here. And there will be some like learning curve for sure. If you use Sheet Agent, it's going to be very, very fast and very easy to learn. If you never used Sheet Agent yet, we'll just take it easy and then we go from there. So what it did here, and again, it cannot clean your layers yet. You have to go into your individual files. Likely you want to add more xrefs. You want to add your views, your layouts, whichever you want to do more in the background. This is the manual piece of it. All it's doing, this one is just taking your layout, cutting out of the manual processing here. So key plan C0, you can see here I have the number, but I have it in the wrong place, which I'll show you how we can fix it. And it created each sheet. And if you remember, we had 06 in one file, then 07 in another, and you can see the match lines are here. This is saying C06, and if we go here, where is C06? C07, basically it's bordering 6 and 12. So if we come here to 7, you can see 6 and 12, despite that they're spread out over multiple drawings. So this is really the basic of project control. You can add key maps, and let's assume we're happy with what we've done. We can add a key map here. Let's show you how we do it, just so it's, and then we run the update and we basically wrap this session here. So you will see a critical. If this is your first time, when you see critical or warning, every message is shown in health. It says that 3 discipline files need update. You've built them, so it knows that something changed. You added a key map that's therefore did not apply it yet, so you have to come and update. Why the manual, not automatic? This is just to allow you to really control your drawing the way you want. Sometimes maybe you did it by mistake and you don't want to update, or maybe you just want to rotate more or add more tiles before you run the update, and you want to basically control your destiny. So that's why this is a manual. And now we can do the build here, and we can select them all in this case. And what it's going to do, it's going to build them all from the current state. For example, now I remember that my numbering is off, so I'm going to cancel. I'm going to come here. Numbering is off. It's not the number itself, is because it's overlapping with the off. So now I'm here. I'm just going to come in and I'm going to build. So if it built automatically, then I have to do it all. You can do it manually, like I'm pressing, or you can press all, and it's going to select all. It's going to build. The first thing that's going to show us is, do you want to back them up or not? For this case, I'm not. I don't need to. So I'm going to simply select no. It's going to tell you that it's building 68 sheets, 16 drawings. It's fairly fast. It's fast because it's running locally on my machine. Again, it might be slightly slower as you are, if you're working remotely, or you're working on a workstation, or your file are really, really big. But I'm gonna go mute for a second here, and then I will make this video slightly go faster during editing, just so we save the 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, so 4 minutes, 16 seconds. And then we have now our the disciplines that we've asked Sheet Agent to build. They're already in. So the first thing I like to check is basically just, of course, pressing OK. The critical here, it's really not critical. When you open health, it's gonna clear. We decided not to have a refresh at the end because that's some reason what was stressing out CAD. But anyway, so it's not a critical message, it's healthy, so don't worry about it. So first thing first, I like to check sheet set. Did it actually create it for us? And you can see here that it did. It just creates subsets for you. So the demolition plan, they're all numbered correctly. Layouts, they're all numbered correctly. Grading and drainage, which named them grad because that's what we asked it for. It is named correctly. Now it's plotting. That might take some time. It's 16 out of 68. It's a big set, but let's go ahead and, for example, open this one just so we can see what it did. Since we added the key map, did it actually add the key map or not? You can see it's C304, which is here. We have our key map now. You can see neighboring is 5, 3, and I believe down here is 9. See, I don't know what it is, so it's here. It's so messy, so I cannot see out 8 here, 9. It just needs some layer control, which you have to do eventually in each of those files. And then, of course, it moved the number. If you noticed, initially it used to be out, so it's added those numbers, added the areas that you want, and it's just makes it cleaner, faster. And from here on, I wish the work is done. There's a lot of work still left in our sets to be completed, but that took a big chunk of us. 26 minutes we've built, and you guys are endured me to 68 sheets fairly quickly, even with explanation. We're under 30 minutes total. This work typically would have taken us a couple hours, if not more. So hope you enjoy our first video for project control, and then I'll come up with another one that showcase how you can add regions, define them at any stage you want, how your key maps will react for the regions, and we'll go from there. We're going to continue building this project. So we'll see you in the next session. Thank you so much and have a great day.